We've been tight all weekend off the corner, and we got to qualifying, and it heard a lot of people complain that it was real slick out there. And this is the first time we've really seen the sunshine all week, and we were loose off, and just bit us a little bit.
These qualifying races can be unique in style and approach, can't they?
Yeah, you know, luckily we're on the front row, and hopefully get in line there and get to racing, and you know, hopefully put a little bit of distance between us and the guys behind us. Kelly's on the pole, so he races good, and he's been here before, so hopefully this will give us a good idea of what tomorrow's going to be.
Okay, and then they'll be expecting you up
in the day in a Dodge, and what happened? I mean, you're a former race winner. You're not supposed to be in this thing.
You know, I don't know what happened. That was the worst lap of the whole weekend, you know, and I got to tell you, I'm more nervous I've been than my first and only Daytona 500.
They're telling him he's got to get into the we got to let him go. It's time to go racing. And you heard it. He's nervous. There's about 26 of these guys that are nervous.
Makes a point about how competitive this NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series is. 16 trucks took times looking for those precious starting spots. We'll be back with the last chance in a moment. From Walt Disney World Speedway, ESPN2 bringing you all the excitement and action here this afternoon as we prepare for the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series last chance qualifying race. The last opportunity for 4 drivers to race their way into the Chevy Truck Challenge, which will kick off the season here tomorrow.
And Butch Miller, I think he said it exactly right. There's nothing more terrifying than a B-main. The last chance race. Because a flat tire, anything, I mean, you go home. There's no chance to race. If you're in a 200-mile race, you have a flat tire, you have a chance to go in, change the tires, get back out, and still race. You have a flat tire in this thing, and you are going home.
Miller is not the only guy in that situation. Jay Sauter, for example, failed to qualify 3-time trials, wasn't even close.
But he was one of the guys that was able to get a provisional, so at least he's saved having to run the B-main or the last chance special. And now we see the cars lining up, I should say the trucks lining up for this 25-lap race. 4 cars will go to the feature event tomorrow.
Rich Bickle had to take a provisional as well. Rich Bickle, you thought he was not going to race trucks this year. Turns out he is. We'll have that story. Look at the crowd that have turned out here on a Saturday. Tomorrow is supposed to be the main event day. Why, this is as exciting as the 2nd annual Winter X Games, just for example. A whole lot colder, I guarantee you, in Crested Butte, Colorado. We're coming up later today, and immediately following this telecast, we'll have day 2, the afternoon activity. The feature will be snowcross, snowmobile racing. But you can make a bigger jump, Benny, from racing pickup trucks to racing snowmobiles. But it ought to be fun, and I hope a lot of folks will be tuning in for that. Spectacular action from the Winter X Games. We're right after the truck race. Waiting for this field to form up. They're moving very slowly over in turn 2. Let's take a look at how they're going to be lining up here.
This is the race tomorrow. This is for the Chevy Challenge tomorrow. Chuck Bound will be on the pole. On the outside, Ron Hornaday. Then Jack Sprague, Mike Wallace in the 2nd row. Mike Skinner is back inside of row 3. Tony Roper, Lonnie Rush, Boris Said, Mike Bliss, Scott Walters, Tony Raines, Andy Houston, Brett Bodine here, Joe Gaeta, and Joe Rutman. That's the top 15. Then again, this is tomorrow's qualifying.
Some pleasant surprises in there. Some of the youngsters doing very well as you go on back through the field. Harvick and other of the youngsters. Corelli, a veteran. Crawford, contender for Rookie of the Year last year, along with Stacy Compton. Greg Biffle, a contender for that honor this year, along with Barry Bodine. Brian Reffner is a former Rookie of the Year. Keselowski won a race last year. Joe Nemechek from Winston Cup, and as you saw, Sauter had to take a provisional back there, along with Bickle, who jumped into a truck that was originally scheduled for Dominic Dobson this weekend. Dominic hit the wall yesterday, a former IndyCar racer. They basically re-entered with Bickle as the driver, he having come available because of the demise of Darrell Waltrip's truck team at the end of last season. Let's go trackside to Marty.
Yeah, guys, normally everything's nice and organized. Everybody knows exactly what pit stall they're supposed to go to. Look at all these war wagons. Nobody knew anything because, remember, qualifying was earlier today. Now they're just trying to get out here. and hopefully not be needed in this last chance race.
One of the reasons that qualifying ran so long is another of the provisional starters in the race. Wayne Anderson clobbered the backstretch inside guardrail. Wayne Anderson, a rookie with a provisional. How does that work, Benny?
Because he's driving the truck that was 98 last year with Kenny Irwin driving. They changed the number to 84. But anyway, Wayne Anderson gets the owner's provisional of the 98 truck, Liberty Racing.
Wayne was okay, but it took a long time up after that incident, and that helped to delay this qualifying a little bit. But now as we come set, we'll have one to go this time by. And it looks like Chris Morton has the yellow in the air to indicate that to the drivers. Denton and Tolsma side by side there on the front row. There's the indication. One more, guys.
Ever see Butch Miller in the second row? Ever see Lance Norrick?
Tammy Kirk's number 51 there. Yellow truck and the outside of row 2. She's back in business after her opportunity with the Bodine organization went away last year.
That white truck that you see right in the middle of the screen, Andy Mitchner, with the open wheel fame. And look at the folks that have showed up for 50 laps of Silver Crown Racing and the last chance special for the trucks. Green flag next time by.
Just about anything you hang the NASCAR logo on has become a very big attraction as we kick off the 50th anniversary celebration of NASCAR. A lot of folks here in Orlando area and the Magic Kingdom to be part of the show, part of the celebration. Now, we hope Tolsma will be able to make it through this race and then join us in the 50 lapper to come. Right now, he is focusing his attention on how to get through this 25 laps as one of the top 4 trucks. And Benny, with that Army lined up behind him, that will not be easy.
Exactly, because the inside line, obviously on a flat racetrack, the inside line is the preferred line. He wants to get down to the bottom as quickly as he can.
And he's got the jump in the time into turn
1. Tammy Jo Kirk. Also Butch Miller racing side by side. This is a battle for 3rd and 4th. And there's Bobby Hamilton in that black 40 truck.
We'll go to Tammy's inside. Norrick, number 90, in the thick of the battle. And there is the swap of position up front as Tolsma takes the lead.
And there's the flow, and Hamilton goes almost to the grass as Tammy Jo desperately trying to hang on to that 4th spot.
Mike Albanez, the crew chief and new co-owner of that number 51, has Kirk back in business. Hamilton shoves the nose in front and takes the transfer for the moment. Here comes Norrick on the inside. There's contact. David Starr is the white man out of the thing. That's the New World Motorsports Chevrolet out of Arlington, Texas. For now, the position that matters is number 40. Bobby Hamilton is in the transfer position. The rest of those trucks chasing him are trying to scramble into the show.
Saw the yellow truck with Randy Tolsma. He's the leader. Kelly Denton is in 2nd spot. Oh, he's not anymore. Butch Miller's taking over that 2nd spot as once again Kelly Denton always got a crash. Billy Pouch up in turn 1 and backed it in the fence. And that will bring out the yellow flag.
Stockton, New Jersey sprint car veteran Billy Pouch has been driving 100 or more races a year since he graduated from high school 22 years ago. He said, my record is 130 in one season. Wants to race trucks. He says, I don't need to work quite as hard as I am right now. This truck race today turned out to be very hard and unfortunate work as the Dick Greenfield Racing Dodge has slammed the concrete at the exit of turn 2. There it sits. And here is your leader. Tolsma in the yellow truck, followed by Butch Miller and the Dana Dodge. The number 30 of Kelly Denton sitting in that 3rd position. Moving up into the transfer spot, Nashville, Tennessee Winston Cup star Bobby Hamilton. Just out of the transfer is Tammy Kirk in the 51.
It's only about 10 feet from making the show tomorrow, but that's going to be some precious real estate to try to get by.
A tough 10 feet to earn here at this unusually shaped 1 mile. What do you call it, Benny? A triangle?
I guess it's a triangle, about like Pocono.
Talsma, Denton, Miller, Hamilton in the good spots. Tammy Joe trying to get there. Just 3 of 15 down. We're going to take a break under yellow and be right back. Less than a lap to green here at Walt Disney World Speedway for the last chance qualifying race for the trucks. NASCAR's 50th anniversary, the 50 years, a half century of history, and we will kick off the celebration on ESPN with a series of shows looking at the racing through the years. Emmy award-winning actor Craig T. Nelson, your host. Friday's episode, Field and Towers, an in-depth look at the racing real estate, the tracks on which the early history was written, and the stories of the men who built them. NASCAR's 50th anniversary, the 50, Friday, 7:30, only on ESPN.
I watched last night's show, a terrific show. If these next 4 are going, did they give the signal 1 to go? No, surely they didn't give the signal 1 to go.
I suspect they will rescind it.
Yes, let's see if we can see what happened to Pouch. Now, we're getting it from the speed shot, and the spin has already started. We see him backing in the fence up there at the very top of the screen, but what happened, we don't have any idea. They did rescind the green flag on the next lap because they still have safety vehicles up in turns 1 and 2.
Pouch hit her pretty hard up there, but did get out under his own power and appears to be okay. Caution laps, by the way, do not count. Let's go trackside to Bill.
And they look at the left front tire off the truck of Michael Dawkin, who's talking it over with the Goodyear engineers. Billy Hodges is here now. Michael, what happened?
Looked like the tire locked up. I don't know. I got to check the left front and find out what's wrong with it. Just went in the corner and got on the brakes, and the tire went down. Then I really had to lock it up.
Tough break.
Yeah, we'll come back and try again.
Okay, he's going to miss the season opener. 2 quick things. The 30 truck is very loose. The trucks behind him think he's holding up the field. They want Tammy Joe in the 51 to follow Bobby Hamilton around this track until the closing laps. Hopefully she'll be able to pick 1 more position, but they want her to watch and learn from Bobby out on the track right now.
That's good strategy for Tammy Jo Kirk. If it gets her into the top 4, of course. If it doesn't, it doesn't matter. We've got 1 to go this time by. Another truck who's had trouble is Rick Johnson. He went to the pits and got some service on his truck and is now a lap down. The former motocross champion for Team Honda trying to make the transition into truck racing. Tammy Kirk, of course, was a dirt track motorcycle racer before getting into the truck racing wars by way of the all-pro stock cars. Talsma, your leader. Miller is second. Denton, well, is he holding everybody up? I guarantee you, if he can, he will. He's going to hang on to third. Hamilton in the last transfer spot. Take you on back through the field. Just 4 laps complete. And yes, Pouch has crashed out of that top 10. Freddie Query moves in.
Freddie Query is driving the car for the off-road racer.
Walker Evans.
Thank you very much.
Don't you hate those motor cars? The first show of the year, you got to get the rust out of the joints and everything.
Walker, I apologize. I've seen him a dozen times down here. We see Rick Johnson on the inside. Would like to get his lap back if he can on the leader. Green flag is in the air.
Tucking in behind Kirk spotted and jumps in behind Hamilton. They all go by Johnson. This is the transfer battle right here. Hamilton is in.
The 40 truck, Bobby Hamilton is in. The 51, Tammy Jo Kirk is not in. That's the way it works. North, the NHL truck. God behind Tammy Joe.
That's the NHL logo on the side of that truck that time coming out of the last corner. Got very close to the outside wall. Lance gathers it back up. Hangs on in 6th position. I'd say Denton's keeping a pretty good eye on Butch Miller. If that truck's loose, he's doing a good job of offsetting it. View from the grandstand here. Walt Disney World Speedway. Joe Kirk Started fourth, lost the position to Hamilton, who made an aggressive pass with Norick on his tailgate. Kirk basically had to move over and give him room. It's cost her the transfer position. Rob Morgan having trouble here.
Looks like he's lost an engine or piece of exhaust pipe laying on the racetrack. That will probably bring out a caution flag.
Let's hope it brings it out before somebody hits it. Just out of the racing crew. Hamilton moves up and has a look at Kelly Denton. Denton's got Junior Johnson in his stable this year. You saw it before they go green program. Saw the junior was down here for the test, giving a good little advice.
Oh, and Kelly once again slipped high off the corner. There goes Hamilton, taking over, trying to take over third spot. Now Tammy Jo's going to follow if she can. Boy, she's going to try to follow. She is right on the tailgate. This is for that transfer spot.
Did not give Kelly Denton the opportunity to retaliate, shove the nose right up under Hamilton's tailgate, and Kirk gets that transfer position back. Denton is the loser in all that. Lance Norick will move up and see if perhaps he can take advantage of Denton. Norick appears to be a little loose himself. He's having trouble keeping that 90 on the bottom. Kirk after Hamilton drives right by. How about it?
Takes a spot away. And battle right for fifth spot between Lance Norick and the 30 of Kelly Denton.
David Starr also in the middle of that. He's the white truck right there. Some new names and new faces.
Bill Summers, you see Randy Colesman, Butch Miller, Tammy Jo, Bobby Hamilton. They're in. The 40 truck of Bobby Hamilton, the last one to qualify in this B main for last chance special. There he is. And there's the battle for 5th, 6th. There's the battle for 7th and 8th. That's the 32 car. 32 truck, I should say. Curtis Markham out of Fredericksburg, Virginia.
Markham turned that baby around earlier today in qualifying, but didn't hit anything. As a result, was able to make his way into this last chance race. Actually, I think that was in practice. Battle for the lead as Dodge comes up and has a look.
I don't think Butch is going to try to take this lead too hard because right now the object is to race tomorrow. Not to take him today. Race tomorrow.
They go 2 by 2 here as Monty Klein, a rookie from Ocala, Florida, heads for pit road. Huge rookie crop for Cintas Rookie of the Year honors in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series this year. For 16, 17 guys in the rookie meeting yesterday. Halfway flag coming as Denton, who started on the pole, you'll recall, battles his loose truck and has slipped from the transfer position and is now into the clutches of Lance Norick, who thus far has not been able to get by. Miller has a look. He's paying attention to Benny Parsons. Says, I'm not going to try that pass right here.
Randy Colesman's going to have to mess up pretty doggone bad for Butch pass.
Colesman talked earlier about the difficulty that team had in qualifying. We're going to take a break and go. We're live from Walt Disney World Speedway. Stay with us. We're under yellow here at Walt Disney World Speedway. The last chance qualifying race. There's the reason. Kelly Denton with that loose truck. Perhaps made just a little bit more loose by that tap in the back from Lance Norick. I'm speculating at this point. We're going to wait for the video to tell us for sure.
Let's see. Yep. Going in the corner. Just a little touch from Lance Norick. And boom. Around he goes. He nails the gas. Tries almost. Really and truly did a great job. Almost saved it. But not quite. Another angle as we go down in the corner. Right there. Just enough. And watch him nail the gasoline. Spin those rear tires. Keep out of the wall, baby. Go around. Go around. Get straight. Ah, the right rear caught. And you can see by the damage to the rear of the truck, you thought he, watching it in slow motion, you think that he didn't hit that hard, but you see the damage. And guess what? I said that Butch Miller would try for the lead. Butch, why did you do that?
Butch made a liar out of you, didn't he?
He did.
He went after that, too. Took her right down to the grass below the white line. Kind of twitched her a little going in. Pretty aggressive pass from Miller. He said, I need a win to get myself pumped up here. Well, we saw Billy Pouch hit the wall earlier. Let's get a condition report on him. Marty?
Well, the good news is Billy's out of the medical center and given an A-OK, but take us through what happened.
Well, I guess I just kind of got crowded to the outside getting into one there, and being a little stubborn, I didn't get out of it, and it didn't stick. And around we went, and I kind of hurt the truck pretty bad. Hopefully we'll have it back together for the next one.
This truck racing isn't easy anymore, is it?
Well, I don't know. This is probably one of the toughest ones here with 60-some trucks, but it's definitely tough. There's a lot of good drivers, a lot of different divisions and stuff, and we thought we were good enough to make the field. That's why we were here, and that's what I was trying to do out there, just find something. Something to find wasn't on the outside.
Well, we'll see at the next one. Bill Weber, you've caught up with Kelly Denton.
And he still sits in the cab of his truck, young, talented, but very disappointed. You started on the pole for this qualifying race. Looked like your truck might have been a little loose, Kelly.
A little loose, to say the least. We've been working on this thing all week, trying to get the truck to turn. And we never could. And finally we done some stuff in the front end, that we didn't think it was a very big adjustment. Went out to qualify. We were terrible, bad loose. And ended up in this consolation race. And
what happened out there just now?
Well, I was just hanging on, trying to get in that top 5, but I know I was running 5th or top 4, and Nork was wanting by real bad, and I was holding him up. I looked back, and I couldn't see nothing but top of his head and the windshield. I said, we're going for a ride.
Yep, right into his day. He's still able to smile. He'll be back next time, and we're about to go green, Dave.
Well, he knew he was holding him up. He knew it was coming. We're back green indeed with Butch Miller up front. Someplace he did not sit throughout the 1997 season. Didn't lead a lap in the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series. He's one of only 5 drivers to have run every race in the series. This does not count, of course, as a condition truck because this is a last chance race. Butch is leading it. The lap truck of Ricky Johnson down on the bottom of the racetrack. And now second place Randy Tonesma moves by, and the gap to Miller grows dramatically.
Tammy Joe drives on the outside, trying to get by Rick Johnson. She wants to get by just as quick as she can. Bobby Hamilton gets by. Now Norrick right on the tailgate of Bobby Hamilton for that last spot.
I would if Lance Norrick would run up and give Bobby Hamilton a tap to the tailgate to turn him around, Bobby would not be smiling nearly as much as that kid was. Hamilton, of course, is in the last transfer position here. And we'll see him perhaps with a bit more respect.
There's the lead. First 2, there's 3rd, 4th, and 5th. The 40 truck, Bobby Hamilton. The last spot to get in the main event.
Moving Speedy around, though. Those trucks are going pretty fast in that front straightaway. Kirk feeling pressure from Hamilton. She's been in this position before. Hamilton got by her earlier in the race to take that spot. Came back and regained the position. Just drove right by Bobby on the bottom of the racetrack.
Only 5 laps.
Tonesma has driven right back up to the rear of the number 18 Dana Dodge. What was a big gap is now a couple of truck lengths. This is the best battle on the racetrack.
Tammy Jo Kirk right now is what Kelly Denton was saying a while ago. He's holding up. Tammy Jo has got some handling problems right now. She just is not getting through the corners the way she needs to. Watch as Hamilton comes off that corner. Close up on the back. She's desperately trying to stay there. 5 more laps. Can she hang on for 5 more laps? Hamilton is concerned because Lance Norrick is about to reach him. That's one reason he's pressuring Tammy Jo so hard is because he wants to get away from Lance Norrick. Because he knows he's in the race, but Lance Norrick wants that spot badly.
There's Norrick. The switch to Dodges, which took place actually mid-season last year and kind of killed their momentum for the last half of the year. But now they're back trying to race their way into this show as he is challenged a little bit there. Markham. In fact, that whole bunch back there have tightened up a little bit behind Kirk.
As long as Lance Norrick will stay back 8 or 10 car lengths behind Bobby Hamilton, he'll press Tammy Joe too much. But as soon as Norick gets back up on that tailgate, he's going to have to go to the front, try to get by Tammy Joe.
Kirk's deal came together very late. This is all, the equipment is all Rob Rizzo's stuff. They bought 2 trucks and a show truck and painted them with the 51. They've got a quickie sponsorship with Auto Value Parts Stores, but we'll meet on Monday to try to make that a season-long affair for what is now called Kirk Motorsports. As we said, Mike Albanez is the co-owner. You may know that name from the NASCAR Modified Tour. Hurt you.
2 laps to go.
Hamilton pushing. Doesn't need that spot necessarily.
I think he's just trying to tell Tammy Joe, come on, let's go, because I can't stay back here and wait for Lance Norick to catch me.
I don't think Norick has a good enough truck, does he? It's awful hard to hold down on the bottom of the racetrack, it looks like.
Those 3 trucks there are pretty doggone fast. White flag is in the air.
Close Norick on the outside wall as he exits off the corner. Here's the run from Norick.
He tried. He drove it in hard, but you see, too hard, he lost it coming off the corner, lost momentum off the corner.
You can bet that Hamilton was watching that in the mirror. He was more concerned about what was going on behind him than in front of him. And so with the white flag flying over the back end of the field, these 3 trucks head for the finish line. Only 2 of them get the news they want. It's going to be Kirk and Hamilton hanging on for 3rd and 4th behind the race winner Butch Miller and the runner-up Randy Tolsma. That will be your top 4.
That's what I like to see with Randy Tolsma hurrying to get up here in the booth so he can do his TV show with his Silver Crown card.
Things to do here. Get out of my way, Butch. Had he done that a half lap, he won the race. Miller wins it. Tolsma 2nd. Kirk is 3rd. Hamilton 4th. And those are the 4 transfer positions, the last 4 starting spots in tomorrow's Chevrolet Truck Challenge from here at Walt Disney World Speedway. That means that next up will be the 50-lapper for Silver Crown. A tough afternoon for some, a successful afternoon thus far for 10 different drivers. Their hopes for the weekend live on. We'll be right back. We're back at Walt Disney World Speedway, Lake Buena Vista, Florida, just outside Orlando, where this is the scene. Let's hear from the guy who has won this last chance race for the trucks. Marty.
Yes, we're making our way down, and Butch Miller as he just climbed out of the truck, and I saw a big sigh.
Oh, my goodness. Like I say, this is the most nervous I've been since my one and only Daytona 500. You know, this is as close as I come to missing a race, and I can't. And I'm just happy to be in.
Well, you know, last year you had a few problems here. This time you have to go right into this thing. And then you surprised Benny. Benny says, oh, he'll be happy to stay there in 2nd place. And then you went for the lead.
Well, I was having kind of fun. This thing really handles, you know, and I tried to run just fast enough to stay in front of the Dole 61 truck, and I'm happy for Dana, I'm happy for Dodge, and I tell you, I'm glad to be in.
He is at the adrenaline pump, guys. I can't tell you the relief that's off his shoulders.
Remember this, he finished 2nd here last year. Very competitive series. Here is the starting lineup. Complete this for tomorrow's noon, actually 12:05 Eastern Time start of the Chevy Truck Challenge here at Walt Disney World Speedway. Some pleasant surprises there in that qualifying lineup. Some guys that came here with high hopes and turned those hopes into reality. Likewise, some guys who came here with high hopes and struggled a little bit to get into the show. But being on that list of 36 is the key.
Wayne Anderson. Now, there are about 4 cars that get into the B main, and Dave Resendez will start 36th. They have a champion's provisional available, and since it was not taken, they go back to the next fastest car. That was Dave Resendez.
And you'll see this all live tomorrow on ESPN. We start at noon Eastern Time. The Chevy Trucks Challenge, 200 laps on the tough 1-mile oval here at Walt Disney World Speedway. The action continues here on this spectacularly clear and cool day with the Silver Crown cars next, and Bill Weber's down there right in the middle of it all.